Hello Volkswagen lovers and welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for the nice comments about my health and all the rest. So in the previous video you have seen that I repaired the engine lid. It was a little bit rusty. Now we have to do the kingpin. The kingpin at left and the right, they have some wear on it, and it's not okay to pass the control unit. So we have to renew them. So I'm very excited about this, so let's see how I do it. Well, this is the linkage of the oval of Phoenix, and very dirty, greasy, a lot of play on it. So this pen, this is in here. I have to renew it. There are bushings here, there are bushings there. So there's a kit for it, so I will all renew it and it will look like that. So everything is new, bushings, the new pen in it. It's cleaned, painted and ready to install again on the front axle, sorry. How do we do that? I will show you that right now. So this linkage came directly from the car, as you can see at a previous video. So it's very dirty, we have to clean it up, and especially painting it, and new bushings, new pen. So I have the kit. It's a double kit. So what do we have in it? We have shims. That will be explained later. Upper pin and a lower pin. The bushings for that, all new. Then we have our fiber shim or washer, our new cap, two new bushings, but they have to be reamed. That will be explained later also. And a new pen. So these are not the originals, but I couldn't find them. But I can say this kit is a very good one. I didn't have any problems because I did already the first one to see how it went. We cannot paint it like that or do some stuff around it, so we have to clean it, and therefore I have to dismantle it. So I will remove the two greasers. So the first greaser is out. Now we can see if the greaser still works. There's a little ball there, and you press your grease here. There's a little spring in there with that ball. So your grease, when you pump it, it goes in. And if you stop pumping, that little spring will return and push that ball onto that little hole again. Let me see if I can show you with a new one. They're all the same. If you can see, there's a little ball there. Yeah. So if you put grease in it, put this on, then you press the grease from here through that hole, and in there's a little spring. After you're done, the ball returns and it stops. So the greasers are out. Now we have two bushings, one here and one on the other side. So these have to come out. And then we have the two bushings that are here and there. And the pen is running from here to there. So before we smack it out, so you need a good base. And here I have approximately 5 millimeters that I can go down left and right. So I sit them flat here, because if you put them in the vise they will slither out and make some damage, and I don't want that. This one too. Now you can see they are already dropped a little bit. The light is a little bit better now, and now they can go very easily out. Therefore we use this one. You see, you don't have to push a lot if you do that first. That's a goner. So now the bushings are out. I have to drive the pin out. Therefore we have our aluminum pieces, or aluminium. It all depends where you live. And now you have to put that full Monty on. Okay. And let's see how much force it needs to get out. Oh, it's not budging. Nope. So this one is not budging. So we will try the same trick. We put this here, there. So here it can slide. As you can see, it has slide because I use a lot of force to get it loose. Okay, here we go. And that will happen also. So we take them out. And I'll see already it has budged a little bit. You see I have here a sturdy place so I can tap it very hard. It's coming bit by bit. Now I can take something else because this is too big. Let's grab this one here. We still have to go a little bit, but this one is really tight. Okay, I'm at the bottom now. So I made a little hole there. So you can put that in. Now we have another 2 centimeters. And it's out. You see? There it is. Yeah, this one is strangely good, but we will put a new one in. Now we can take that off, but sometimes not easy also. So I have to wiggle it. I hope it will come. And I hope it will come out. I will show you in a minute what I mean about that. Almost there. Yeah, I see a trouble already. It's because this bushing came out a little bit. Okay. There it is. What was the trouble here? That little bushing here came out a little bit too high, so that was in the way. So why you always have trouble to get it out, because there are 2 little knobs there, that sits here, so it cannot turn. A little plastic ring, and that has to slide to come out in the same direction. And underneath it, we have a pin that is sitting here. This washer, you see, and this goes up on top, and that has to slide in this piece. There's only one way because this is not possible, so it has to go in like this. So first of all, we will clean it. Then we will take measurements and see what wear we have. But first of all, we need to take out those bushings. And those are normally easy to take out. Just a little tippy tappy. I have another vise because this one is not a good one. Okay, that's one. So now the other side. Yeah. I know you have models with magnets in it, but I don't have that. Many people don't have that. Okay. Fix that. And now and as you can see, there are two slots also in the bushing, here and here, but I will show you how to do that. So now the bushings are out. I have to clean it up all. After cleaning, I will not paint it directly because I want to see if I renew everything, that there will no play. So let me clean everything up and we'll be back. It was a little bit worn down, not much, but it was doable. And I make it flat again. Why I'm doing that is because the play was 0.3 millimeters that I have to take off from the top and from the button here. With the new piece on now, I don't have any play. I will fix that when it's all painted, and you have to make sure it's not fixed. You have to have a little bit of play, I would say. No, it has to be loose, but no play. So how I did that is just with some wood and sandpaper, stitches on. Yeah, it's flat, so you can take off very smoothly a little bit of the metal off. So this is very flat now, but in this case I've measured from here to there, so I'm flat. I know that. So now we have to install the bushings. These are new ones. They are fitting very precisely. But after that, you have to ream it. This is a reamer I bought. That's 80 millimeters. But the problem is, if you go from here to there, you have a problem. Oh, wait. Light. There must be light. Okay, this is much better. Now you can see what I'm doing. So the bushing is a perfect fit here. And with that reamer, you have to go from here to the other side to ream it. Yeah, now you see it's a fit. So this top end is 17 and a little bit more. I guess 17.7 or 17.8. And it goes from little to 18. This shaft here is 18. So this is from here to there, that's 18. So I have to make sure this is in the center, because if I place the other bushing, it has to be in line. If it's not in line, you have troubles to mount this piece, because if you take the piece, the pin, it has to be hammered down in here in a fixed position, and it's turning in the bushings. So to make this in center, I will show you that in a moment, but first of all we have to tap in the first bushing. Why I don't tap the two bushings in one? Because I have to do something to make it in center, but I will show you that in a moment. So to mount this one, you use some grease. You put that grease around in the hole, and of course on the bushing. When you hear some blow noise, it's my heater. I set my mic so it has no external noises, but sometimes it takes also the noises from around me. But hey, it's just about 6 degrees here, so outdoors, so it's just a little bit nice to work in a warm environment. So now you take a socket with the same diameter, so you can tap it in with no problems, and a little extension. But this extension cannot go in with the socket, you see. So we place that socket underneath it. Make sure that this brass is already a little bit in. Okay. Normally it fits just. Wait a second. I have to tap it in a little bit more. So I use this for the moment. Okay. Now we can fit this one. And now you see it's the right diameter, and I can tap it in. Just make sure you don't go sideways, otherwise you make a ridge on it, and that's not what we want. So make sure this is secure. Okay, now we can tap it in. Little tap. Okay, now you have to center it again, and there will be some flakes of the copper, but that's no problem. So you know it's a tight fit. I have to be in the way now. And how deep do we go? Just that it's flat. Just a little bit more. Another little bit. Yeah, this is flat. So that's done. You take away the shavings and a little bit of grease. And now reaming. No. First of all, This has to slide from here to there. So it can't slide because the copper is in the way. So now I take a saw. If you can see, it's not straight. I took the other side so I can saw it like that because you see I cannot get into it. So bear with me, it's not the right side for me to do. Just go straight down. Just one side, then the other one. You can use a file also. So that's done. Now we have to tap the middle out of it, but don't do it inwards, do it outwards. And it will break off very easily. You see? That's done. Now we take a little file. I have one here. And we just file it flat with the rest until you hit the iron. Clean that up. And that's done. So it's flat on the surface. That's point one. Now we will ream it. So if I place the reamer here, it sits, but it has too much play. So therefore, you can buy another reamer that is longer. Yeah, this was about $45. So it's not cheap. Yeah, but if you have one, you have it for your whole life because you don't have to use a machine here. Let me take a vice grip. So what I have as solution to use a cheaper one and to center it, well, the MacGyver in me said, well, we have to need something that has almost no play here, yeah, and it will be center. So what I have found is something that fits the hole on top, yeah, and it goes down and it fixes itself. Yeah, so that is in a fixed position. When you go with this one, you can ream it. Now it's fixed, you see, and now you can ream it without play. So now it's in position. I spray a little bit of lubrication on it. And now we just ream it. Just by hand. And it will start to make some noise, but that's normal. Because copper is very soft. And this is biting very hard in it. But we're already done. And then we took some shavings off. Yeah, look. So this one is done. We take it out now and turn it back sides. You see? This is all the copper it took off. It's very fine. This is clean again, almost. Take a brush if you need. And be careful with this. And ask me how I know it. If you take a rug and you put it on and put some pressure with your hand on and you pull it out, these are cutting like a knife. So very carefully clean it. Take a brush, otherwise it will end up with some cuts in your hand. In my case it was not too deep, but yeah. So this one is done. And now you can test fit it first, if the hole is nice. So, yep, it is for the moment, but not entirely. Why? Because I could not go very deeply. I'm almost at the end, but I'm not satisfied with the deal here, because the other one went a little bit deeper. Let me see. Oh yeah, I can go a little bit deeper now. And just do it by hand. And there we are. A little bit deeper. And that's better now. So we pull it out again. And as you can see, very clean. The slat is beautiful and it's reamed. So now we go to the other side. We clean that up because we still have a little bit of shavings here. And this is the same deal. Grease. It doesn't need much of grease, but it helps to get it in. And if you make one mistake with these bushings, they can break very easily. But now I have to be careful. I don't kill it. So now I use a longer extension. And we go again all the way in. And again some shavings. Well, that's normal. Now we are getting to the moment that we have to be flat again. I'm almost there. Okay, that's done. It's not a problem if you tap it a little bit too deep. You can knock it again from the bottom. But in this case, it's approximately as flat it can be. So now in order to ream this, I have to make a little adjustment here. Okay. Now we know this hole is perfect. Yeah, and now if you can see, you can ream it in center, and that's what we need now. So we know this one is already drilled, and you will see that it will fix himself like that. Okay, and now you know that you are fixed. So we start off until it's fixed. Now we take our vice grip again, and you see I don't use any electric machines or air machines to ream this. I'm just doing this by hand, and this one I don't put any pressure on it. It goes by itself down, and you feel it's biting, and let it do its work. It's better to take your time, that you know it's in full center, and that's done. Yeah. And just go backwards when you take it out, and see that shavings here. Just take them out before you go further. One tip, don't drop it. It's hardened steel, and if you chip the tooth, you're done. Can buy another one then. So make it sure that it stays oiled in. Okay, it's cleaned up already. And now the test. You see it's very fixed, and it goes in. No play at all in each way. You have to have a little play, of course, because the grease has to go in, but overall no play, directly in line, and that's how I do it. Very simple. The only thing I needed, this was a pipe that I got from a leg of a chair. That's sometimes you will have a little bit play here on top when you push that in, but it's only one size you need to take care of that. So you see, if the second bushing is in, you cannot use this. So just start with the upper one or the lower one with the tooth that you have to cut out, and then you can use this tool, turn it upside down like now, but then this tool is not needed anymore. But because if you use that at first, you know it will be centered. After this, you will find a lot of shavings. So the best thing to do is clean it with soap and water, and then I will paint this. Yeah, because you see it in here, there's a lot of shavings still in it. Yeah, there's everywhere shaving, so I will clean this with soap, degrease it, and then I will paint it. Then we put all the pieces together. So yeah, and with the power of YouTube, in 5 seconds it will be done. So let's try this. Huh? Okay. And it's all cleaned now. Power of YouTube. You love it or you hate it. But yeah, I have derusted before, like you have seen. Push the new bushings in. I reamed it, and then I cleaned it with soap and water again, degreased it, and some paint and clear paint over it, and it looks like brand new. Even this one, yeah. Just only the surfaces where I have to put this one to this one, they have to stay clean. Like I said before, this goes in the bushings very precisely. So you have to make sure this is with play, so this is turning, yeah. With grease it goes better. But in this piece, it has to be fixed. So this one is fixed to the pin, and this is turning. So in order to mount this, we take some grease, we put it in the bushings, a little bit of grease on the surface. So grease that carefully, the two surfaces with grease. When the grease nipples are in, then we can put some grease in. The thing that we don't want is that the paint will chip. So to put that pin in, I take a rag and the Teflon plate. You can take wood. Don't take soft wood because you need some hard surfaces to tap these pin in, because it will take a little bit of strength to take it in. But with that, your paint is a little bit secure for not chipping off. So when this pin is all greased up, we can put it in. Just make sure that you don't drop it, otherwise it will be full with dirt and sand. Now we have greased the pin. Put that in the bushing. Now we have our little shim here, and there's a little hole in there. If you can see it, there's a little hole in there, yeah. And here we have a pin. You can see it. There's a pin that has to lay that hole over that pin so it stays in place. Now I just grease in the upper top and lay that on the pin. Okay. Now we have these two. We grease up inside. Now we place that in. It's nylon or plastic. I guess it's nylon because it's a little bit hard, so it doesn't wear very easily. So that's greased up also. And this one, we just lay that on that shim, yeah. And we make this in line and a little bit yeah, okay, a little bit grease on top. Now we are ready to assemble it. Sometimes it doesn't go that easy, but you see those slots here, those slots there. This has to lay in that slot. On top you go in, and on the other side, and this is a perfect fit. So
There it goes. You see, it's in now. We place that on our towel and we tap the little one a little bit in. Don't know if we are centered. You can watch that by looking on top. So this one is not centered. I have to go out a little bit. There it goes. You feel that it's sliding a little bit. So now we are tapping it in and we stop. And now we feel if the play is not too much. It's okay for the moment. Now we take our other tap and we tap it in. After every tap, recenter the tap on the tap. Okay, and we feel again. We are now halfway. It's in here and we can still turn it. It's going better now. I guess it has to be a little bit in center. Now we tap it more. And I call this the falling down procedure because everything you have on your bench, it will drop down. So here we go with another tappy tap. Okay, now we can still move it. It's the same play. We're almost there, centimeter or two. Let me push a light on it. And the grease is a little bit in the way. But I guess you got the idea already. So when you see that pin, it must be the same height as the bushing. Same deal here. So now I know it's in place, but will it still turn? Yep. We have a little bit of drag, but not much. As you can see, I can push it with my fingers. So that's done. You have to put in those other bushings, those two big bushings. Yeah. This one is different because we have two holes, one here, one there. There is the grease nipple. You have to place it inward there. And the bushing has a hole. So the hole must be in line with that nipple. Otherwise, your other pins will not be greased. In order to do that, I always take a little, don't know how you call that, but that's a drill with different steps. I guess you call it a step drill. You push that in, and then we just take out the first layer on top here. Yeah. If it's not the same size, take a bigger one, and then you can take on top a little bit off. Same here, because these are made in the factory and they don't look at any problems with it. So yeah, I like to do that, so I will not have any problems with tapping those in. Same deal here. Grease, and grease is your friend here. And I put a little already in the hole where the nipple is. So we grease that up very lightly. Same deal on the other side. So that's greased up. And now we're going to put that bushings in. So remember, the hole must be in line with our grease nipple. Yeah, I have 2 blocks here with rubber. I tap these a little bit in. These are going very lightly in. So as you can see, this is the hole, this is my nipple, and it's in line. So now we tap it in. I just use a socket and a little wrench here, a little extension. Yep, falling procedure again. Well, I didn't count on that. I guess I will place a little lip there so everything will stay in place. I guess I'm a little bit too far, but not sure. Let's see the other side. Yeah, this must be in center. So I will tap it a little bit on the other side here. Just have to watch out that I don't drop it. And make some damage. Nope. This is better. Don't know the other side. Yeah, it's a little bit too high, of course. Okay. Now we can tap it a little bit by little bit. And of course, if you don't have a socket with that size, you can always use your old bushing that's flatter than that socket, and that's in place. Now the other one, the same with that hole where your grease nipple is. It's not in center here now. Let me try it a little bit different. So I have place to tap it. Okay. I'm on my way now. A little bit of paint. Guess I'm a little bit too far. Yep. So I have to tap it now on the other side a little bit. And we are flat. So we lay that aside for later. So now this is fully done. I still need to put in those grease nipples. I just cleaned them up and used some clear coat. And that's a very easy fix. Put those in. And we snug that. It's fine thread, so don't go over the top. And not too loose, otherwise your grease, when you pump it in, you will loosen up the threads. Maybe in the worst deal, you take them out. So now, that's the last thing I had to do. We clean that up a little bit because there's everywhere a little bit of grease here. And this is the end result. One clean kingpin, very smoothly. As I say, if it's too hard to turn, it's not good. You need to have some play. So this is good. I hope you enjoyed the video. So if you are a little bit afraid to do this, or you don't have the materials for it, just do it to a shop. They will do it for you. But make sure when you get them back that the play is really good, not too tight, not too loose. You have to can turn it with your hands. So in this matter, I have no problems to turn this. So on the car, this will be perfect. So no play, like new. I'm glad it's done. So we will take the front axle and mount everything on it with the shims. That will be explained in the next video or in another video, I don't know.
Well, that work is done. It came out very nicely. No play anymore. We will put that back on the front beam and montate the front beam back on the chassis. It's a long haul here in this restoration, but yeah, as you know, my health was not 100%. So I guess after a few months I will get back on my feet again, and then we will do a lot of work again. So there will be a progress in the videos because I just work out the videos that I had. So in the future there will be a little bit more videos. Also, like I pronounced before, I had something new that I couldn't show you before because of all the operations I had. So that will come soon. So stick tuned to it, and always remember, it just stays a hobby.